Hi, welcome once again to Indulge Express. You remember that last time when we spoke about getting the new Honda City to you, we told you that there would be a new car with new features, new looks, and hey, presto, here we are. This is our brand new Honda City. The one that I'm driving here is the hybrid version. There's a normal version as well. And this is the car that we'll talk about, and I'll show you why this is different from the previous generation cities and how this car will be the best Honda City yet, a nameplate that we have known in India since 1997, and I dare say has been one of the best and most successful sedans in its category. So stay with me as I talk more about the car, and we start with the exteriors. So the front look is totally different. I love this, very sharply raked. The company calls it the sharpen philosophy. I think it is more of a shark philosophy, the way this looks, and not in a bad way. It looks very cool. The LED headlamps, and look at this daytime running lights. It runs all around the front grille, and you can see it right till here. The vents for cooling the brakes. When you come to the side, this all black, of course, looks fabulous because even the wheel rims are in black over here. The side view camera, now you will notice that there are two cameras here. Very interestingly, many years back, I remember driving the first of the CRVs and then subsequently the Accords and the Civics and all, which had a lane watch camera, something that Honda pioneered, that when you switch on the left side indicator, because it is more of a blind spot for you in a right-hand drive car, they had a separate camera for it, and here it is. Of course, the normal 360-degree camera is here as well. And as we keep proceeding towards the back, we of course see that the classic lines of the city are here. Now with a 2600 mm wheelbase, you actually get a lot of space inside, and the car is superbly planned. And if you come to the back, here are the tail lights. Of course, this is the top of the line hybrid model, and you have this little spoiler here. The lights we were referring to just a while back, again, it has these lovely upswept lights out here. And as far as the boot space is concerned in this particular car, you can see there is a cavernous area inside which can easily fit, I would say, 3 to 4 proper large size suitcases. And then you have a little bit of a storage space here as well, besides of course the space saver wheel. Now this is as far as the externals and the boot space is concerned. Let us sit inside and see what the interior has to offer to us. With each generation of the Honda City, things really improve. And if I come to this car, it's a huge change. I love the way this faux leather, the leatherette is with the perforated upholstery. And for the first time, Honda has added ventilated seats in the city, which are actually effective. Not lip service like many other vehicle manufacturers do, but actually effective. I like this engine turn type 3D display that's here. The same material is carried over here, and of course, you have a non-reflective grayish black surface here. Again, one more good thing about this car is it has got physical controls for the automatic air conditioning system, and I think this is what makes it so important. Then of course you have a 10.1-inch screen. There were many criticisms in the earlier Honda vehicles that the screens are not updated, they don't look upmarket enough and things like that. But in this vehicle you will see that it has got a 10.1-inch screen. And the best part of this screen is that you can actually control the volume just by sliding 2 fingers up like this, and to put it down, of course, you slide back. Amazing, no? And it has, my phone is in my hand, no cable, so it's got wireless CarPlay, of course, Android Auto as well. Coming back to the main multi-function steering wheel, all the functions of this are replicated here. You have the cruise control as well. And since this car has an extensive ADAS level 2 suite, you can see lane keeping assist and other buttons which are present right here, adaptive cruise control. A lot of things you can set into this. In front of me is a configurable display. Again, the traditional normal meter on one side and half a display which is a full color display that can be configured the way you want it. Displays all the vital information. You have an electronic parking brake here, and there's a wireless charger here. Of course, you have a power outlet here and one USB-A and a USB-C port. But what I like about Honda's wireless chargers is they always have a switch, which means you can put it on and off. This, I think, is a vital feature that most vehicles miss out on, because you need this to be switchable, you need this to be configurable, and there is some space here. Pretty comfortable, pretty good. There's a nice sunroof here, LED lights here, and of course there's a mirror here, which funnily enough there is no light here, but I guess you'll have to switch this on to look at this. But even then, I'm happy about the fact that you have lights here, curtain airbags and the whole lot of it. Let's get into the back seat and see what the back feels like. The back seat is very comfortable. You remember we mentioned that this now has a 2600mm wheelbase, which by far is the largest amongst cars in its category. So you have plenty of leg room here, and it's very comfortable. Two air conditioning vents for the back seat, two USB-C chargers, which I think is pretty useful, and my favorite feature, the armrest with two cup holders. Overall, a very pleasant place to be. Let's take a look at the engine now and see how it works. So as we were talking about earlier, this is the hybrid model, the top of the line, and I wanted to show you the engine setup in this. Alrighty, very neat layout and packaging. The orange wires that you see here are actually part of the hybrid unit, what goes through the motor. So this has two motors, and this has an Atkinson cycle engine, which is used by most hybrids, very different from the normal Ottoman cycle. 4-cylinder, 1500cc approx motor. Total power output, including the electric motors and the engine, is about 126 horsepower. You also get about 253 Newton meters of torque, and Honda claims that your fuel efficiency as tested by ARAI is 27.2 kilometers per liter. Now, even if you leave that aside, we would confidently assert that it will give you at least 25 to a liter, 24 to a liter, 25 to a liter, depending on where you're driving and how you're driving. And of course, being a Honda, it's super reliable and super smooth. But on the note of that super reliable and super smooth, what I would suggest is let's take a test drive to see how smooth this car really is, and whether the combination of you driving by EV mode, full engine mode, or even hybrid mode, because when you suddenly put the accelerator down, even the motors come into action and give you a greater thrust. So yeah, does all that work seamlessly? Let's find out. Driving the new Honda City, well, as I keep saying, this is the hybrid version, and it is unbelievably smooth. You never feel when the motor is running, when the engine is running, when both are running together. Only by looking down and you see the power flow that's given here, you notice that how much of energy that is coming in, going out, combination of both motors and engine, etc., etc. A lot of stuff is happening out here. A lot of it is electronically controlled, and of course now everything is so comfortable. The interiors are so upmarket, as we talked about. The seat is nice, and of course the added feature of ventilation makes it very nice. I love this multi-spoke steering, the way it moves. Overall, driving this car is as much a pleasure as being driven in it, and this is not a bad thing. This is something which you will look forward to, whether you're driving it for your personal pleasure or just sitting and lounging at the back. So did you like our review of the new Honda City? It's a very exciting car, and I'm so happy that we are amongst the first to bring you this exclusively and show you what great features this car has. Now, what it all boils down to is, of course, pricing. So it starts from about 12 lakhs ex-showroom, and this top of the line hybrid Honda City goes up to 21 lakhs, again ex-showroom. And that price, believe it or not, is actually lesser than the previous hybrid model. I think that offers very good value for money now, with that fact that petrol has become so expensive and a lot of other things and features that have become expensive with it. I think it represents very good value for money. How much would I give it out of 10? I would say solid 8.5, because this car deserves it as India's favorite family sedan in its category. I hope you liked this review. We will soon get another review for you, of course. Stay tuned with us. Please subscribe to our social media channels and hey, buckle up, stay safe.